Hi there and welcome to another Time to Shine RowAlong workout where we fit in a fantastic workout within a 30-minute space of our day. I'm going to do exactly what we've been doing this entire series, which is a 4-minute warm-up followed by a 22-minute workout and then a 2-minute cool down. So let's get into that 4-minute warm-up and get our machines set up first. And I want you to look at your resistance first, please. And on my Avaron, I have that set to 10 because that gives me a nice feeling to the stroke, but I don't have to heave and tug against it to get the thing moving. If I was on a Concept 2, I would set my drag factor to round about 130. Next up, let's go to our foot straps, to how our feet sit in the foot plates. And what you're looking for is a height of your feet where you're able to come into the front of the machine with your shins pointing vertically comfortably. If you have them set too high up, you can get kind of bound up and it's a bit tough to get there. If you're set too low, it can be really easy to get there and your backside is going to escape from underneath you because of the overcompression. Less power, less effective workout, and frankly, that's what we care about, right? The ballpark here is that the strap should cover the balls of your feet, the widest part of your feet. So set it there first and adjust up and down. And one thing to say is the shoes that you wear make a difference. I'm wearing my pink Pumas today and I've had to lower the foot plates by 1 notch compared to the other shoes I've been wearing recently. So do check this if you change the shoes you're wearing, all right? A little bit of an extra tip there. So we're going to get into this 4-minute warm-up. If you're ready, let's get going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're off with a nice low intensity to start, okay? This is the first thing I've done today, so I'm just going to get my body moving. If you've been doing something else, maybe you've been on the bike, maybe you've been doing weights, whatever, and this is something you're doing through the middle of your workout, you may want to start this with a slightly increased intensity. But for me, all I'm doing right now is connecting my feet to my hands. I'm not thinking about putting any power into this for the first minute. Then I'll start to increase actual power. So I'm down just for this warm-up, just so you know numbers-wise how I go through this. My warm-up right now is 208 pace because there's no power coming from my legs. I'm just concentrating on the forwards tilt into the front and the backwards tilt to the back of the stroke. Warming up my lower back really, that hinge, get that pumping. And now we're through the first minute. I'll increase the push from my legs, still tilting forwards, push a bit harder, and I'm now down to 201 pace as I just put a bit more power in and let my body just start to fire the muscles a bit more. And that's what today's workout's going to be. It's going to be muscle firing. We're going to start off 1 minute, 20 strokes a minute, low intensity, probably just a few seconds faster than you're rowing right now. But then we're going to do 1 minute, 30 strokes a minute at a high intensity, basically as much power as you can put in. And we're just going to repeat that 11 times. And that's our 22 minutes over. Okay, so this is why we need to get ourselves nicely warmed up. And is why, after this stroke, I'm going to take one foot out of the straps, put it on the ground, and continue rowing. Now you don't have to do this if you want more of a cardio warm-up. Just continue rowing normally for the full 4 minutes. But when you have only one leg strapped in, it improves or assists the compression into the front of the machine. So you should be able to get in there with your shin vertical with just that one leg strapped in. Let's change what foot is in the straps. Next one over. And then continue with the other one. And still think about that slide into the front. Forwards tilt, arms straight, and then push with your leg that is still strapped in. You want to hold that forwards tilt and arms straight as you push. Let's take one more here, then we'll put both feet in now. Legs straight, and then we're going to row with our back and arms. So that means swing over your back, pull in your arms. Swing, pull, release arms, rock forwards. This is really such an important drill to do in terms of getting this rhythm and kind of the order of motion drilled into your body. Back, arms, arms, back. Now let's roll into the front with that forward tilt, arms straight, and just press out with your legs. Really what you're working on here is the timing of your feet pressing as the handle connects. So it's not about power, but also keeping your arms straight and that forward tilt as you push your feet into the machine. So we're gonna do 2 more of these, 1 more, and then we're gonna go up to 20 strokes a minute, full strokes, but at that low intensity power for 1 minute. Just follow me for stroke rate. Make sure to get the body moving. You want a nice fast drive here. 1 second drive, 2 seconds recovery. Find your rhythm. Got 30 seconds more here before we take it up to 30 strokes a minute. At first, 30 might be a bit of a shock to the system, so just get ready, think about your breath. Remember, it's about pushing hard with the legs to get the stroke rate up. Right, so we have 1 more stroke to go. You ready for this? This is gonna be fun. So push hard, and then handle comes away nice and quick from your body, smoothly. Okay, so it's not about throwing it away. You're not scared of the handle. It's just, you're not holding it stopped against your body. So if you can keep the handle moving, it triggers your recovery and allows you to be able to do a 1 second drive and a 1 second recovery. And that is how you get to 30 strokes a minute. Okay, we're almost there. 4, 3, 2, 1, back to 20s. Whew. Now we can, like a pancake, by making pancakes, we can almost discard that first run through as an extended warm-up. Just getting used to it, what we're doing, getting the heart rate up, getting the muscles really pumping, and then the next 10 iterations of this, look at me, my big words, and where I really want you to concentrate. So look at the pace you're rowing at right now, your low intensity 20s, and I want you to remember this pace. In 2 strokes time, we're gonna push harder with the legs. You ready? Let's go. Taking it up to 30 strokes a minute. And hopefully you have noticed your pace has really increased. I've gone from 159 to 142, and the funny thing is I'm not really thinking pace. All I'm thinking is pushing hard enough and recovering fast enough to keep the stroke rate to 30. 4, 3, 2, 1. And back to 20 strokes a minute. And this is almost more important than the 30s. That whatever pace you were rowing the 20 strokes a minute at last time, so So for me, 159, I want you to return to it. The 30s will take care of themselves, but these 20s, it's easy to back off too much and reduce the effectiveness of the workout. So I want to make sure you always return to your low intensity pace. Okay, 2 more strokes. 1 more. You ready? Let's go up. Like I say, these should take care of themselves. You can like really power them. That was taking me to like 132 just then. But over the course of this workout, if I went max power, I might not make it to the end. So I'd rather just go for the natural pace and intensity that I row at 30s, which is 142 so far. There we go, back down to 20 strokes a minute. Keep that pace up. There we go. So this is what we're doing. And it's a great way to work your body and your mind, to be honest, because the fact that you get these 1 minute easy after the 1 minute hard makes this a really manageable workout. It lets you sink your teeth into some hard work, but not so much that it leaves you on the floor at the end of an interval. Okay, 2 more, 1 more, and we go back up to 30s again. I mean, if you hit these 30s hard enough, then by the end of the 12 intervals, you should really be totally tapped out of energy. If you're not feeling like you had a super tough workout by the end, I recommend coming back to this one another day and not only rowing these bits faster, but make sure you're not backing off the 20s. 2 more. 1 more. Whoa. Back to 20 strokes a minute. Because it's really easy to hide in this row and do these bits too slow. Because a minute might seem short, but it's actually quite a lot of time in terms of heart rate recovery. And what you're looking for is for your breathing and muscles to recover, but your heart rate shouldn't recover too much over this minute. Okay, 2 more strokes. 1 more. You ready? Let's take it up to 30s. This is definitely one to come to on a day where you're looking for something meaty with a bit of spice drizzled over it. It's not to say it's only for days when you're feeling energized. Sometimes you can be a little kind of lackluster, and actually this is the perfect session for you to do to revitalize yourself. 5 strokes. 3, 2, 1. Back to 20s. Because, I mean, my aim with every workout I make is to try to make it one that you want to do, whether that's because of the row itself, or maybe it's within a training plan and it's either an easy row before a hard day or a hard row after an easy day, and you're like, yeah, I want to do that. Should always look forward to exercise, never dread it. 2 strokes, 1 more. You ready? Let's go. Like I think I said in one of the other rows, that giving yourself this 30-minute window should feel like a gift to yourself. You should be happy, elated even, that you're dedicating this time to you. So I don't know about you, but I have a very busy life, and these 30 minutes that we're spending together are part of the highlights of my day. 3, 2, 1. Whew. Okay, 10 minutes to go. Remember to take it back to that pace for low intensity. So I'm still seeing 158, 159. I mean, ideally, for the fast stuff, you want to be holding the same pace or faster. But these low intensity 20s, just make sure you're holding the same pace. 2 more strokes. 1 more, and then we're up to 30s again. You ready? Push those legs. Remember, high stroke rates are about the handle coming away from your body. Nice and quickly, but smoothly. So you're not holding it stopped against your chest. It comes in and then straight back out again. Get those arms straight. Get in to that forward tilt, and that's the momentum that carries you forwards. Okay, 3, 2, 1, back to 20. I actually realized as I was talking just then that I was going back into the lazy recovery again, which is my big issue right now, is that I'm letting the hands come away quickly, but I'm then tilting my back forwards throughout the course of the return, the slide, rather than going arms, back, knees. I'm kind of doing back and knees at the same time. Okay, 2 more. 1 more. Back up to 30. So really focus here, John. I've got the timer in front of me, so I know that as I get to front and back, I should see the seconds tick over at that exact moment. And that way, I know I'm doing 1 second drive, 1 second recovery. Five to go. Last one. Oh, back to 20s. Got 3 more to go. 3 more 20s. 3 more 30s. So, I mean, I don't know, maybe you got the sound off and this will mean nothing, but you can tell from the breakup in my speech that I've now kind of hit that threshold point where it's starting to feel tough for me. Whew. I hope the same's for you too. 2 more. Here we go. 30s. Of course, you have the benefit of not talking while you're doing this. Or maybe you are. Maybe you're talking back to me. Or maybe you've got a dog, a rowing dog that keeps you company. And you talk to them during the row. It's a very good cardio workout, as we said. Talking while exercising. It's, again, I think I've said before, this is how Taylor Swift trained for her Eras tour, singing while running. 2 more. 1 more. We're getting there. Just under 4 minutes of the workout remaining. Oh, my heart rate started about 130 in the fast sections. I'm now up at 157. And I was like 165 at the end with the last minute. I'll try and tell you what I got up to so you can look at recovery versus exertion. So 156 right now. 1 more stroke. Here we go. And then I'd expect it to get close to 167 maybe. Because this is a perfect marker of how much exertion you are putting in to your workout, seeing your heart rate drift up during exertions, and then how quickly it recovers if you stop, or what happens if you continue rowing like today in between effort. 2 more. 1 more. Right. 168. So a fair jump up. This is coming from my zone, which is connected to the RowAlong screen. So I get a great on-screen readout with my pace, stroke rate, heart rate, watts, calories, all on one screen. The only thing it doesn't have for the rowing purist is a force curve. I don't know if RowAlong would ever include one of them. Right, 2 more. This is the end of the 20s. You ready? Here we go with the end of the 30s. So less than 30 strokes and we're all done for the day. Continue taking full slides if you can. If you don't have the flexibility, then obviously that could be something you can't do anyway, but if your flexibility and posture is okay, then this handle is what controls your rate. Handle away. Handle away. 3, 2, 1. Oh. Give me a second. Oh, that was a toughie. That was a great way to finish this series. Okay, you ready for cool down? In 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Oh, not the most technique flagshipy. What's the word I'm looking for? My first stroke was basically just limping into getting this moving. So I'm definitely down at cool down pace, not warm down, cool down. You warm up, you cool down. You do not cool up and warm down. So, like I said, as my 20 strokes a minute low intensity pace was 159 in that workout. I'm now rowing at 212 and I'm bouncing between 210 and 214. Now of course, on the RowAlong you've got the advantage of you can also reduce the resistance of the machine, either with the buttons on the handle or the buttons on the monitor. On a Concept 2, well, you can lean forward and bang the lever down, but it's all about controlling the power from the legs anyway. So even at a resistance of 10, and I'm still at 20 strokes a minute, but because I'm pushing lighter with my legs here, that's why I'm rowing 13 seconds slower and the intensity is lower. So I'm still at resistance 10, but it's easier because I'm not putting in the effort. Hope that makes sense. If you hadn't ever really thought about that when it comes to rowing, then please do. Okay, 1 more stroke for me. I mean, what I'd say is row at 20 strokes a minute and then think about holding 20 strokes a minute and pushing really hard with your legs and seeing the pace change. So there we go. Right, this was, if you're doing them in order, the last of the Time to Shine series. And hopefully you are shining bright after a workout like that. If you haven't done all of them, make sure and check out the entire series. Look for the Time for Change one as well, or Time to Change. Time for Change. Check them out, or any of the other rows that I have up here. There's loads of them for you to choose from, and hopefully you'll get something out of each and every one of them. So until we meet again in another row, please look after yourselves. Row well, be well. Bye-bye.